Hello, ukulele players. Today we are going to tackle the B flat chord, which is challenging for beginners, but we just do a little bit of it in this song, Take Me Home Country Road. So it's just a tiny putting your toe in. So enjoy the song. Hopefully you love this song as much as I do. It's a beautiful song. John Denver and a few other people, I guess, were involved in writing it. You'll see that in the chart that's in the description box. So basically, trying to even find where the B flat happens in this song is a bit of a challenge, but I'll tell you, it's in the bridge. So that's one chorus, and you got another verse, chorus. Then there's the bridge, which is a musical term for a thing in music that is like bridges in other senses, as in this side of the land would be a verse, and this side of the land would be a chorus, and then in between is this bridge that's joining them. So it's slightly different. It uses the same chords, but in a different arrangement of chords than they would be in other parts of the song. So it adds musical interest. It gives the person who's writing the song a chance to do something slightly different and just break up the song into interesting parts, so that bridge is there transitioning from one place to another. Okay, so the B flat chord, getting back to that, you'll see in the chord chart in lesson 1. So if you don't have a copy of it, go back there and it's in the description box. And you'll see that it's down here where we've got it. It's right in the middle, sorry, right here. And you can see, as opposed to all the other chords except for this D7 that we talked about in King of the Road, that it's got 4 dots, meaning that we're going to be pressing 4 of them down. So this is when we start to learn about how we can use what's called the bar. So we did that a little bit in D7, but in this song with the B flat, just a tiny touch of it there, we've got a bunch of things that we can do to get going on the B flat. So the first way that they show you there, and they show the finger numbers on that chart, which is why I like it, is that you can take your index finger, and remember, thumb and back, and we're just forming the chord, so you don't have to have it in the usual playing position. Just have it tilted up a bit so you can see. Now there's a couple things to be aware of. The greatest tension happening in this area is coming right off of this thing, the nut here. So you can look up and you can see that there's just a slope there. It's very tight. So when you're making your chords, especially in this fret, you want to be as close to the fret bar and away from this area of high tension to be, excuse me, to be able to press those 2 strings down like that with one finger, thumb and back. So we've been working really hard to get that thumb there so that we can do things like this. Good squeezing through the hand, right, to be able to depress 2 strings at one time. Then we can come up and we see from the picture that this middle finger is going to go on the 3rd string there to do 1 string on its own, and then the ring finger, which doesn't like to do a lot but has been asked to do more, so it's getting more cooperative, right? So we've got all of the 4 notes pressed down. So that's one way to do it. The other way to do it, and if you look at the chord form again, you notice that those 2 notes need to be depressed to make this chord. But what you can do is take that finger and you make it into a bit of a stick or a bar, and you can lay it right across, snuggled up there, and letting the first joint be above the fretboard here is fine. And then you're squeezing, but with knowing that the 2 notes that you need to be pressing are down there. So it's the bass right at that 2nd joint that you want to be focused on in pressing those strings down well. And then it just allows you to just use that finger straight up as a stick, but pressing those 2 down with the middle of the finger. So just do that for a minute. I call this, we do these fret mutes in class, and it's hard for people to understand at first, but basically what you're doing, again, it's taking your hand to the gym, so to speak, and developing these fine muscles, is you just squeeze those strings in and then let them go. But don't take your finger off. So squeeze, 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 and release. And you'll start to feel fatigue in the hand here. So then you've got those 2 notes in place, but the finger coming across all 4. So we've barred those 2 notes. Then we're going to take fingers 2 and 3 and do this. Now you're not going to probably get a beautiful tone. There's going to be deadness there because it's hard to become a musician, especially if you think that you should be able to do it quickly. Remember, it's time plus effort. So enjoy what you can do, as in making a C chord, you know, and you can check to see how they sound, and then making an F chord. At this level, you are now ready, because you know where the chords are, to really fine tune how you're forming the chord. So let's go through just the regular chords. In this song, we're just using, it's the key of C, so we are using C, we're using F. So let's just talk about forming the chord now that you can do it a bit more effectively, knowing where it is. Thumb is in back, as we always talk about. The fingertip is coming around like a C shape on the instrument. So the very tip of my finger right up to the fret wire there, and knowing that I'm bending the string over that wire. So the closer I am to it, but not on it, the better pitch I'm going to create. Now I'm going to put the other note on, and you can see that in my hand form, they're curled around, coming straight down like little hammers onto those strings and pressing. To check, I'm going to do each of the strings on its own. Now your fingertips don't need to be white and squeezing very hard, but they need to be firm, and that can take a little bit to do. So you can release the fingers, and then just see that when your finger's on it but not pressing, you're going to get that dead sound. Not on the open string, of course, but on this one. I'm just resting on it. Then I start to press down, and I do it again and see how much pressure do I need to apply in order to get a good tone from that string. And then on that index, there we go, and just sit with that for a minute and see how much pressure you need. Okay, so the other thing that we do when we're learning B flat is we identify the chord that comes before it, and we give ourselves the opportunity to work through the change that's going to happen. So before the B flat, if you see it there in the bridge again, driving down the road, you're on an A minor, one fretted note there. So I want to be strumming 4 beats there. Then I'm getting ready in my mind to make the B flat. I've decided in advance how I'm going to do it. So this time I'm going to use the one finger to do the 2 notes. And the way you can get that, rather than trying to be up on the point, is you can bend this joint if possible. If not, you might want to consider doing the bar. So you can see that that finger is able to do both those notes at one time. And then I'm going to put those 2 on. So that would be road. And then I would loop that. So I would get a lot of practice at that. I'd do A minor, nice and slow, and you can just do the one strum, focusing on getting to the B flat, 2, 3, and again, and the B flat, 2, one more time, A flat, press and change to. Now let's do it the other way with the bar. So A minor, 2, now I'm laying that finger right across. The fleshy part of the area below the second joint is doing those 2 notes, pressing and change, 2, 3, A minor, and lay the bar across, change the other 2 notes, nice, 2, 3, 4, and slow, go slow, learn fast. Okay, so I think that's everything I need to say about that B flat chord at this point. Let's do our voice. La, an ear listening, breathe, relax, enjoy. La, la. Now if you're ready, you can try and jump the octave down on the G. So it's la, la, la. Of course, if you have a keyboard or a keyboard app that you put onto your smartphone, you can practice going down the keyboard and the piano on the open tones lower than the note that you've got here, which is the lowest tone being the middle C. Right in the middle of the piano is the same tone as this one. Okay, so let's do an E, listening and sing la. And then the A, which is quite high, and we could try and jump the octave on that one. La, la, in my chest, I can feel it, la, and then up in my head, la. Back and forth if you want. You know, this is just a little demo of that. Wanting to work your voice, sing a lot around the house, you know, sing as you're doing things. the great thing about music is it really takes you away, because I feel it's a very primal thing in us. So when we focus on music, it really is such a great thing to take us out of our thinking mind and into our heart and just parts of our body that know music already, just as part of us, a human experience. I think so much of us, we've forgotten that. Okay, so intro, here we along the top, it says 1 2 1 2. That's just them shortening it 4/4 time into 2 beats, but we're just going to do the full 4 for a strum pattern, and I'm going to do another video on strums and do a few songs that we've already done using various strums. But strums are intuitive. They will start to come, which ones feel right to you, as time goes on. So there's no set strum. There are some that are better for other songs. So what I always suggest, match the time signature, which is 4/4 time, so 4 beats, nice slow learning tempo. If you want to get a metronome apt, that would be probably about 60 beats per minute, and you might even want to slow it down to 50, which, if you think about it visually, would be the same as a clock. So it's not super slow, so 40 beats per minute, less than 1 per second is really good too. Here we go. Oh, arm across, pulling in, loose, wrist. I'm going to do it with my watch on. Let's be wild and crazy. 1 2. Now I'm 1 2. Almost heaven, West Virginia. Now I got to make that change, which ring finger then to Blue Ridge Mountain, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees. Now if you need to pause here to make that change effectively and well, in good form, do it. Older than the mountain, and change walking like a breeze. Country road, take me home to the place I belong, West Virginia. Very deliberate chord movements there. Mountain, remember, 1 finger on, then change. Take me, change deliberately. Country roads. Now, with my class, what I would do is I would loop that again right from the top, not going too far into the lyric. Okay, so let's do it again from the top as beginners, nice and slow. 1 2 3 4. I'm not going to slow down at all. I'm just going to go, and there is a pickup note. So on that second bar of C, it would be 1 2, then the words almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountain, Shenandoah River. Life is older, older than the trees. Ring finger. Mountain growing, and I think it should be blowing like a breeze, but breezes can grow. So country road, take me home to the place I belong, West Virginia. Mountain mama, take me home, country road. Okay, so sorry I rushed over that pickup note in the very start. I should have marked it down, but what it is, I would just take a pencil. So you've got your 2 bars of C as an intro, so you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the second bar you would go 1, 2, and then on beat 3 you would say almost, and then do another full bar of C, heaven. So it's actually, the word almost is getting 2 beats of that second intro bar of C. All right, so let's jump down to the bridge, and I'll do a couple of the verses at the end, but let's get to the bridge. And really, so what I would be doing is I'd take my class through that. You're going to get country roads, take me home in the chorus. And so we're heading to the bridge. Here we go. Now we know that that B flat chord is coming. Typically what I will do, and if you see the C7, don't worry about getting to that chord if it's just throwing you off. Remember, whenever you get lost in a song in the key of C, just go to the C, and then eventually you'll get back, find your spot on the thing again, and you'll know where you are, and it'll all be good. Locate a C chord and pick it up from there. Okay, so a bridge. I hear 4 beats, now 4 on the G, voice in the C morning. You can try to go to the C7 for 4 or stay on C. The radio reminds me of my home far away. Here we go. So I slow it right down. Driving down the, position your 1 finger, jump the other 2 down. I get a feeling that I should have been home yesterday. And you could stay on G, but if you want to change 1 strum, country road. Okay, so let's go back to all my memories. 3rd chunk from the top, and then we'll take it right through to the bridge and finish it off. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, all my memories gather round her. Miner's lady, stranger to the water, dark and dusty, painted on the sky, misty taste of moonshine, teardrop in my eye, country road, brush strum, take me, get used to controlling your strum a bit, to the place, so your vocals are a bit louder than you're playing. West Virginia takes a bit to control. Mountain Mama, take me home. Country road, bridge, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I hear I've slowed down in the morning hour. She calls me. Radio reminds me of my home far away. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to bar it this time. Feeling that I should have been home yesterday. I'm going to pick up the tempo, and you can vary it like this, but ultimately you want it to be all 1 tempo. So you need to go as slow as your, sometimes when you're practicing, go as slow as your hardest part, right? Country road, take me home. And I feel like that modified shuffle, to the place down, down, I belong, down, down at West Virginia. You could la-la, la, 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 last chunk, la, 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 down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. say the pattern to your melody line. La la la, down up down up down up down down up down up down up down down up down up down up down. Take me down down up down up down up down. Country down down up down. Take me 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3. Last line, take me home. You can slow down down country road. Little arrows, they are telling you to do 1 beat each. You could do whatever you wanted, a whole bar, but it does give it a sort of a saucy ending. And remembering that 1, this is C is the 1 chord in the key of C. And then when we go to the 5 from the 1, which is G, we always have that ending that we know as people who've listened to music. You can hear that ending-y sound. So slowing down, going from the 1 to the 5, etc., are various ways to indicate that the song is coming to an ending. Okay, I don't think I've missed anything. Just practice the B flat chord, you know, in a bit of a loop, and enjoy your playing as much as possible while you're learning this slightly more challenging chord song with a bunch of different chords in the key of C. The C, the C7s, they would be considered 1, F, 4, and then G and G7 a 5, and then you've got the A minor, which is a 6, and then the B flat would be considered a 7th. So there's almost every chord from the key, except for there's no E in there, no D and E. All right, so take that on, and hopefully you'll start to get that B flat chord more comfortably. In the next video, we're going to tackle E minor and B7 in I Can't Help Falling in Love, which gives us a nice slow tempo to work with those more challenging chords. Okay, I hope that's helped you out. If it has, please give it a like, share, subscribe to my channel for more sort of progressive content for very beginner students, and we'll keep working on that and increasing our skills and enjoying our playing. Okay, have a great day. Thanks for watching.